Yes guys, Basher here. Royal Ascot is finally here, and people always ask me what is the best way to try and find a winner. Now Royal Ascot is always so competitive, massive fields, everything has been trained for the race, so you need to use all the tools you possibly have. So I'm over here at thehorsesmouth.co.uk, completely free to sign up. I used it for the Oaks. We found the winner, Azalea, and I'm going to try and find the winner of the 3:45 on Tuesday, the King Charles III Stakes. It's over a blistering 5 furlong, so let's look through the card. Okay, so let's look through the horse's mouth and everything that we've got on the website. So you can see here, you can go through the odds and see who the favourite is. You've got Big Evs, who's most people's idea of the winner here, but we want to make sure we're ticking lots of boxes. So the first one, I think, as you can see up here, it's going to be good to firm ground. So I want to know who has got the biggest win percentage on good to firm ground. Valiant Force has had one run and won on the only time it is raced on good to firm ground. So if we have a look at Valiant Force, that was at Royal Ascot last year, the Norfolk Stakes, same course, same distance, same ground, and he put in his best performance. So that is a good start. The next one here is going to be the course. Now, Ascot, I wouldn't say it's a tricky course, but you always want to have horses which have form here. So you can filter through this way. So you can see the Dream has had the most runs 9 times at Ascot, winning 11% and placing in 22%. But the horse with the biggest win rate, again, we've got Valiant Force. Big Evs has been to Ascot once and won once. Same for Crimson Advocate and Rogue Lightning. Now, another one is the distance. If it's a 5 furlong blistering pace, you want to make sure your horse has got the pace to go in a blistering 5 furlong race. So these horses, Believing, has had one run over 5 furlong and has gone in. Same with Crimson Advocate. So that is an interesting thing to look at. But the thing that I like the most here is this. You've got this average speed tab here. Now, for a 5 furlong race, this sort of information is gold dust. So you can filter this way and see in the previous race, Makarova was the horse that had the quickest average speed of 38.54 miles per hour. But also this bit here is really, really interesting. So if you click down here, this is the horse's average speed compared to the other races on the card. So for example, Kurdos was 2.49 miles per hour quicker than the other races on the card on that day, so that you're getting relevant results there. You know, all of those races would have been on soft ground. You can go through the last sort of 4 or 5 races. So again, Diligent Harry was quickest 2 runs back. Makarova, again, the highest average speed 3 races ago. So you've got all of these different bits of information. You've got, your ground, your course, your distance, your class. You've got handicaps as well, which is massive, these big handicap races. Jockey form, trainer form. You can even look at atmospheric. So it's going to be good to firm. Could be a bit of a warm day. So if we have a look for horses in the humidity, Big Evs has ran once. Same with Valiant Force, Crimson Advocate. They've run in that same sort of humidity it's going to be facing, and won on its only start as well. So it's another tick for Big Evs and Valiant Force. So I think the big question is, are you with Big Evs or against Big Evs? Now, I do think Big Evs is probably the most likely winner, but I want to have 2 at a bit of a bigger price that I'm going to try and take him on with. Maybe sneak a place or maybe a win. The first one is Valiant Force. Now, I really like the fact that he ran at Royal Ascot last year. The occasion didn't get to him at all. He thrived on the 5 furlong, good to firm ground, which he'll be facing again tomorrow. And the thing that I also like is he was second behind Big Evs at Santa Anita a couple runs back. Now, he had a horrendous travel or a horrendous run that day. He was right at the back and he flew home and was just about a length behind Big Evs, a little bit further, and he would have beaten him. Back in England, I think Valiant Force is very good value. Looking at the odds, 16 to 1. I'll have a little bit each way on Valiant Force. Now, the second horse I'm going to be backing here is Believing for the George Bowie yard. As you can see, going through his form, he's a highly experienced horse, but more over 6 and 7 furlongs. They dropped him back to 5 furlong on his reappearance, and he duly went in. Good ground. He'll prefer the good ground. Decent enough average speed. But the rumours were he wasn't fully wound up that day, and I think he shocked quite a few people going in that day. He'll step forward a lot from then. Maybe 5 furlongs is the key to this horse. Believing, who's around about an 8 to 1, and Valiant Force at 16 to 1 are my 2 for this race. I quickly touched on the handicaps, and this is just a fine example of how good this information is. So say, for example, the 6:15 at Ascot, you've got a huge handicap. So you want to come to this handicap tab here, and the thing that I like to see, it says handicap move. What horses are progressing? So all of these ones with the minus, they're going down the handicap. They might, the best days might be behind them. Could be a bit of a plot job, but I'd much rather focus with a horse which is looks progressive. So for example, Fox Journey, Maxi King, and A Piece of Heaven, they're all gone up 7, 8 and 9 pounds in the ratings. Obviously they're going to be carrying more weight, but I like to think that's a horse which is thriving at the moment, healthy, and can hopefully run a big race. And one final really bit of useful information and tools you've got here is the visualizer. So if you click on this, you can see there's 3 different things you can look at, but we're going to look at the horse handicap movement. So for example, this horse Lusander, you can see the horse steadily progressing, takes a little dip, but progresses up again. So it hit a top of 106, and its current handicap is 100. So this is just a nice indicator to see a horse's journey, whereabouts they are sort of in their ability in their handicap journey, and it's just a good way of looking over a long space of time and seeing whereabouts they are with their mark at the moment. So that's just an important part of information you've got at your fingertips if you go over to the horse's mouth. But hopefully in the 345, it's either Valiant Force or Believing to do the business. Make sure you like, comment and follow. Head over to thehorsesmouth.co.uk. Come on, boys.